Hello again, you guys. It's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and I have my weekly sales update video for you all. So every week I come on here on my channel and I share with you what has sold this week on the platforms that I sell on. So this will be Etsy, Poshmark, and eBay today, and this is for the dates ranging the 27th of July through to the 2nd of August. I had a total of 15 items sell, which isn't a lot. I'm usually at least over 20. It has been a little bit slower, I have to say, kind of like summer slowdown style. But I've had some items sell that were a little bit higher price than what my average cost of goods would be, or so my average selling price would be. And so that's kind of helped me out in order to actually get a decent net profit this week. So I'll take you through each and every item like I normally do. I'll let you know where I picked it up and how long it was listed for, and obviously how much it sold for. And then right at the end of the video, I'll share with you all of my numbers for the week. So here we go. Starting with Etsy. This was a fairly quick flip. This was a vintage Tommy Girl or Tommy Hilfiger color block reversible mini skirt. So on one way it had this awesome color blocking, and then you could kind of like flip it inside out, and it was a little bit more subtle basically. And unfortunately the tags were removed, so I had to do a lot of measuring and things like that. But it was a really, really cool piece. And this sold on Etsy, as you can see, and it sold for $39.95. And I paid, I think, $2.50 it was, maybe $3 at a yard sale, and it's only been listed for about 2 to 3 weeks, so a pretty quick flip for a vintage item there. My next Etsy item, this vintage Tweety Bird sort of Looney Tunes flannel nightshirt. This has been listed for about 8 or 9 months at this point, and it has sold for $34.95. And all of these items as well are with the buyer paying shipping. And this item, I think I picked up at a rummage sale. I think so. It was like a filler bag, so it's been very low cost of goods for that one. This item I've had for a long time, I'll be honest, probably going on 2 years now. I picked it up at a thrift store, and I picked it up because it was vintage, it was a high-waisted pencil skirt, and it was 100% camel hair. And I'd heard that camel hair could do quite well, so I decided to test it out. It sat for obviously a long period of time, but now that it sold for $49.95. So I would probably pick up a similar item again. I'm not sure where I got it or how much I paid at this point because it was such a long time ago. Well, I'd probably take another chance on like a vintage camel hair piece, but I just go into it realizing that it's probably a long tail item. All right, on to our Poshmark sales. Another vintage item, vintage for the win this week, you guys. Vintage 90s cheerleader graphic tee, said the spirit of 94. This was listed for about, again, kind of like 9 to 10 months, this item. And I knew it just needed to really like wait for the right buyer. All of these items really just need to wait for the right buyer. That's kind of the thing with vintage. But it sold for the full asking price of $35. And again, this was like $1 or less at a rummage sale. And I picked it up purely based on the style and the fact that it was sort of like a spell out of 1994. Next, good old bread and butter, Gap navy blue Swiss dot dress. This again was extremely cheap. I think this was also a filler bag. I do love my rummage sales just to get a lot of inventory at one time, very cheap. And it sold for $16. Now, bearing in mind with Poshmark, I'll break down the fees and stuff at the end of the video, but if I send out an offer on an item, then unless it's in a bundle, I'm also sending out a shipping incentive of about $2, and I think it's 11 cents out of my pocket. So just bear that in mind, that might also be a cost that came out of some of these sales. Lucky Brand Southwestern Echo Ballet flats. I've sold these a few times now. They almost always sell for about $20 in my experience, so that's what these went for as well. And these, I think, were given to me in a free inventory haul, which was a big blessing. So the next 2 items are a bundle. This item, I actually had someone reach out who had seen one of my haul videos. So sometimes that happens. You know, I know a lot of people ask me about how much my sales are influenced by having a YouTube channel and a bit of a following and stuff like that. And sometimes they are. Not all the time, but sometimes they are. Just to be completely transparent. And this was one of those times when it was. So they reached out and they bought this item that's next, these Torrid wedge shoes. They were only listed for a day when this person came in and wanted to buy them. And I paid 50 cents at a yard sale for those. And then this item here, they actually were wanting to buy that for somebody else. Like I think it was their sister, and asked if I still had it. I went ahead and listed it immediately. They bundled it. And those 2 items together sold for $40. So that's what that sale was there. And obviously they were both very recent purchases. And like I said, the sandals were 50 cents. And then this item here, I think I think it was 25 cents. It was 25 cents, I think, at a thrift store that I'd been going to where everything was marked a quarter. So again, really low cost of goods, and hopefully they absolutely love their items. I really hope they do. Okay, Old Navy blue and white floral paisley dress. This was also gifted to me, but this was by a friend who's basically cleaning out her closet and asked if I wanted to take the stuff and then give what I didn't want to Goodwill, which was extremely kind again. You can tell this is a week of sales that has been like blessed by other people for me, to which I'm very, very grateful. So $14 this item sold for, just an Old Navy shift dress. This item I picked up from a yard sale, and I think I paid 50 cents or $1, one of the two. I just really like the style. I'm not really big on this brand. It's just kind of like a boutique style brand, but it's very boho. I love that it had the kind of like almost rainbow dip dye sort of ombre stripes. It was a maxi dress. It had pockets. It was really cool. Unfortunately, it had one little repair up towards the neckline. You could barely see it on the outside, but you could see it on the inside. So that was just disclosed. It's not been a problem with the buyer, and it sold for $16, and that sold within about 2 weeks of being listed. This item came from a thrift store. I actually bought out kind of like blind, if you like, about 50 items or so, just sight unseen, and unfortunately it didn't really work out in my favour. It wasn't the best experiment, unfortunately. And so I probably paid about $2 for this Mossimo sweater, but it sold for $10, which means I did make a couple of dollars profit. I made some money back. I'm happy with that. I'm just working through that inventory slowly but surely. And the last Poshmark sale with this crew cuts t-shirt and skirt set. They were both the same size. I put them together. Crew cuts, if you're not familiar, is J. Crew's kid line or child's line. And these were also, I think, filler bag, just like at the end of a rummage sale, basically. So again, probably about 50 cents for the pair, I would say, and they sold for $10 as well. So not a lot of profit, but little sales here and there. All right, eBay. eBay was not good this week. I'll be honest. I had 4 sales all week long, which almost never happens. I very infrequently go a day without having sales on both my platforms. Etsy, I could go a whole week without a sale, but Poshmark and eBay, I almost always have a sale at least once a day, if not more. And yeah, so this week was just a really slow week. Who knows why, but it's fine. So Lauren Ralph Lauren, I picked this up very, very recently at a thrift store. I actually paid $11.99 for this item, but I had a coupon that was like $15 off, so it was kind of like my freebie, if you like. I used my coupon to buy this, but I would still say it was $11.99. That's what I chose to spend at the end of the day. It was a 2X is why I grabbed it. It was Lauren Ralph Lauren, which is sort of like their lower end line, but the lining is what sold it to me. The size and the lining. It was gorgeous. All this equestrian sort of print and stuff. And I ended up taking a best offer of $50 because the shipping was really high. And I went back and forth thinking, no, I wanted to hold out for a little bit more. But honestly, I'm happy with the quick flip. I made a good $30 or so profit. I don't want to hang on to it forever at the end of the day. So out it went. So $50 on this item, and it sold within a week of being listed. This was a shocker for me. I was not expecting this one. So I bought this at a yard sale. It was like an outdoor rummage sale, yard sale situation, and it was $1 for this whole set. Basically, it was from 2001, and it was basically a K'NEX roller coaster set. We were cleaning out the garage last week, and my husband was like, are the kids having this? Are you listing it or are we donating it? Decide now. So I literally just plonked it down on my living room floor, as you can see here, on the hardwood, and just took a picture, which I almost never do. And I went through it, and the motor, unfortunately, was not working. There was no way I could know if it was complete, so I listed it as possibly complete and went ahead and disclosed that the motor was it was corroded, it wasn't working. It sold within a day for $40 plus shipping. I was really shocked, I have to say. I didn't think it was going to sell at all. So maybe keep an eye out for these when you're going to, yard sales and rummage sales and things like that, and give them a little bit of a Google or a little bit of a comp look up if you do find them. I was happy with that. I've already got the feedback. The person has said that they were completely happy with it, exactly as described, all that good stuff. So yeah, very, very pleased with this sale. All right, Columbia professional hunting gear, camo vented button-up shirt. This one was, I think, $2.50 roughly is what it came out to at a thrift store, and it sold for a best offer of $18. And this one again was only listed for about a week or so. And the last item, this was something that I bought for me. I didn't really like that. I wore it once or twice going out, and then I didn't really like the fit anymore. So I decided to sell it. It's just Worthington. It's like a faux leather kind of wet look peplum top, and it's sold for $11, which is totally fine. And it didn't have the belt either. That wasn't with it. So yeah, $11, which is fine. And again, very low cost of goods on that. Okay, so here come the numbers. Like I said, 15 items sold. My gross sales for the week were $404.84. My fees, which I always count in these videos as a flat 20%, that's what Poshmark is. Etsy's a little bit less. eBay kind of comes around there, like when you start looking at having a store subscription and things like that. So 20% is where I like to put it for every single video, for the sake of being transparent and consistent and just giving you an idea generally of what it costs to sell on these platforms. So with that in mind, my fees would be $80.97. My cost of goods, now when I work out my cost of goods, I know I gave you lots of different numbers in this video, but I always look at my cost of goods sort of as a whole, very holistically, if you like. And so in terms of what I give my CPA as like my cost of goods breakdown for the fiscal year, last year or like recently, it has worked out as $1.69 per item. So that's what I'm going to tell you for this video. $1.69 per item is my average cost of goods. So with that in mind, then for 15 items would be $25.35. And so with all of that taken away, my net profit this week was $298.52, which I'm not at all mad about, because like I said, it had looked like it was a really slow week with 4 sales on eBay and all that kind of stuff. Etsy for the win, by the way. It kind of swooped in and saved the day, I have to say. But yeah, not mad about that at all. Thankfully, it all worked out in the end. And this week has been a little bit better. So I'm hoping as we kind of get into August and towards September and stuff, towards that fourth quarter that's heading our way in October, things will slowly begin to pick up. And I am working on listing more and more and more every single day, hopefully. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you like thrifty content, especially things like haul, sales videos, tips and tricks, and of course thrift with me's, which I'm doing a whole heck of a lot more of right now, lots of like yard sales with me and rummage sale with me and all that kind of stuff, like in real time as I find these treasures, then please do think about hitting subscribe and coming back and hanging out some more and clicking the bell to see when the next video goes up. I'm working at getting daily uploads up right now, so you can have daily videos if you're interested, and I would love to have you come back and hang out some more. All right, you guys, I will catch you in the next video. Have a wonderful week. Bye.